Alright, YouTubers, hopefully this video will go as quickly as I can. It will be a little bit lengthy though because I do a lot of explaining, and it's geared more for the beginners. And so those people that are already experienced, I don't really know why you're watching this video anyways, because you don't really need to know it. But for you beginners that are really wanting to understand what's happening, this is perfect. We're going to cover WPA and WPA2 wireless cracking. And there are some things that you will need before we do this. I have Backtrack 5. If you have not migrated over to Backtrack 5 yet, and you still have Backtrack 4, the commands will still be the same. So that's good. Other than that, what we need to check is we need to check to make sure we have a word list, or a dictionary, or a password list. You call it whatever you want, but we're going to call it word list. If you're in Backtrack 4, you go to the little start menu. Somewhere down here, I think it says like system, or it'll say file manager. I don't know. I don't have Backtrack 4 in front of me right now, but down here somewhere you're going to be able to get to your like a file manager. In Backtrack 5, it's called the Dolphin File Manager, and basically it's the spot where you can see and browse all your folders. So we're going to go to root. We're going to go to pent test. We're going to go to passwords, and then word lists. And then we have our word list here, which already comes with Backtrack. I'm pretty sure all the Backtracks, even going as far back as like Backtrack 2, they all had a word list, if I'm not mistaken. Some of them are TXT. This is a .lst file, and that's fine. You can still open it with just a text editor. That will still work. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click this and then drag it to the desktop, and I'm going to click copy here. I don't want to move it there, I just want to copy it there. That way I keep the original file in its original location, and if I want to go ahead and now make changes to this file, I can just edit the one that's on my desktop. But whether you decide to do that or not, that's up to you. You just need to remember the location of where this is. So instead of going root, pent test, passwords, word lists, I can just go to root desktop, and that's where that is. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. And if you don't have one of these, then you need to download one from the internet, and they have a whole bunch that you can download. You just Google it. And the cool thing is that basically, I'll go ahead and open it just real quick to show it to you. Go to my utilities and select. If you have Backtrack 4, you can open it with Kate. Backtrack 5, which I have, comes with Kwrite, so I'm going to open that. But you can use Kate if you want. And as you can see, it contains a bunch of pass phrases, codes, and not codes, but you know things that people might use as passwords. And that's why you would use like a dictionary or something. There's these lists that have a ton of names and all that sort of thing, all in here. So that's what you want. And basically, now that we have it copied to the desktop, I can add things in here. I can copy other things and paste them in here, so it's pretty cool. And you can actually take this, make your own file, and whatever, it doesn't really matter. So okay, what I'm going to go ahead and do now is we're going to go ahead and open up our console, and just like WEP, we're going to start off with airmon-ng. I have my interface here, which is WLAN0, but yours may be called something else. But we're going to go ahead and put it into monitor mode, airmon-ng, start, and then we're going to go ahead and do WLAN0. This will go ahead and put it into monitor mode, which is what we need. And this next part is going to be optional. If I do it airmon-ng, as you can see, there's my mon0. I'm going to go ahead and disable it temporarily so that I can change the MAC address. And I'm going to do it for a specific reason. You'll see in a minute. You don't have to do it though if you don't want to. We're going to do a if config mon0, or whatever your interface is, and then down. Think of it as just temporarily bringing it down. MAC changer space dash M space, and then whatever you want your MAC address to be. I'm just going to go zeros through fives. It needs to be a set of 6 total. So 0, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 0 through 5, that's 6. And then you need to specify your interface. Enter. And then it shows you what my MAC address was, and it shows you what I faked it as now. If you get an error, if it's not able to fake it, that's probably because you didn't bring it down. You didn't disable it temporarily. So now I need to do if config mon 0 and bring it back up. If we bring it down, we got to pick it back up. And that's what we're doing. Now I'm going to do my arrow dump and mon 0 or whatever your interface is. You want to let this thing scan for like 30 seconds, maybe a minute, whatever. And we're going to also keep an eye on the stations that are down here. There are people that will watch WPA and WPA2 crack videos. And they try to do it, and they will get frustrated because they are not successful. And I'm going to kind of explain a little bit more so that you guys will be a little bit more successful in trying to do what you're doing. So I let it scan for 40 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and stop it. And the one that I'm going to try is the 2wire024. And it is a WPA2, and I'm doing WPA2 just to show you the same method that I'm using for the WPA will work with WPA2. So if that answers any questions out there. We're going to talk about the stations, but I'm going to specify all this information first for my arrow dump. Arrow dump -ng -c, it's on channel 1 -w. We're going to go ahead and write the file name that we want to store all the data that it collects, all that information, and we'll call it WPA crack 10 or whatever. I don't know. I have other files, so I don't want to get confused with which one it is, so I'll name it just WPA crack 10. And then I'm going to specify the BSS ID. Sometimes you will watch other videos and they will not specify the BSS ID, and that's fine, but there's a reason why I do. Basically, if we just specified the channel and the file name and we let it go, it will start collecting all the data. But as you can see, we have another router that's on channel 1. We have another one that's on channel 1, and that's information that I don't need it to be collecting. All I care about is the one that we want to connect to. Okay, so I think that makes pretty good sense. And the last thing I'm going to do is specify that I only want to capture IVs. That's what's necessary to crack WEP, and in this case we're going to use it also for this video. So the last thing is mon 0 or whatever your interface is, enter. And we're going to hopefully see a station pop up here. If there's no stations that appear, then that means that we're not going to be able to do this attack. So I'm going to sit here for a little bit, and hopefully we will have one that comes up. And then there we have it. It took a little time, so that's why I always say, wait 30 seconds to a minute. It didn't display right away. So now that we have this is perfect. This is what a lot of people are missing. Well, now there's another one, which is crazy. But anyways, I know the 2wire024. That is my router. Okay. The reason that I faked my MAC is because I would be able to easily tell which one was me and which one was somebody else. My network manager is right here, and as you can see, I'm not connected, so it's not showing me here. A lot of people make these YouTube videos or whatever, these tutorials, and they basically will try to de-authenticate themselves, and that's really easy to do. And I would like to be just a little bit more realistic than that. So basically, this is great. If you don't have a station, this is not going to work. What we're going to do is we're going to de-authenticate. We're going to send a de-authentication request. It's going to de-auth everything, and then it's going to basically make the station reconnect. So if you can imagine, if you're on the internet and all of a sudden you got disconnected for some reason, and your computer then reconnected, then that's basically what we want to happen, and hopefully we can capture that information. So I'm going to go ahead and open up another console, and we are going to go ahead and do air replay and -0, which is a deauth, and we're just going to send 1. There's people that are, I've seen people do like 100 and all this stuff. That's just nonsense. All it's doing is it's constantly going to deauthenticate and not give the computer a chance to re-authenticate. So anyways, here we go. We're just going to send one, and we're going to do a -E, specify the ESSID, which is 2wire 024. And what we're going to look for is I keep the arrow dump window open so that up here we can see what's going to hopefully be a WPA handshake, and that is what I just explained. When something, basically the station gets deauthenticated, or it gets kicked off basically, and then it's forced to re-authenticate or authenticate. So that's what we're going to hope for. And I'm just going to send one. Okay. Oh, I got to specify my my interface. So mon0. There we go. And we're going to wait. Alright, give it like 10 seconds. Just be patient. And right there it is. See, we only had to send one. We didn't have to send any more than that. WPA handshake. And then it tells us the BSSID that we want. So that's perfect. That's everything that we need. We only need to do one more thing now, and that's pretty much it. So it's pretty simple. Okay. We're going to go ahead and run our air crack. But actually, before we do that, I'm going to run dir. And as you can see, here's my WPA crack 10. And you'll notice that it puts a dash and a 01. Now, I didn't do that. That's something that Backtrack does automatically. And so just be aware of that. Anytime that you specify a file name, it's going to put a dash and then a 01. And if you do another one with the same exact name, it's going to put a dash 02. So just so you know that. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and do a air crack. WPAs, we're concerned with the data. And right now we don't have to wait for 10,000 minimum. We don't have to worry about that. So aircrack -ng -w. This is the word list, okay? And the location of our word list, which is on the desktop, is root desktop, and then our word list name, which is this dark code.lst, dark code with a 0.lst. I'm going to put a space, and now we need to specify the WPA crack 10-01, and it's case sensitive. So for example, if your desktop folder was a lowercase d, then you would want to put a lowercase d. So WPA crack 10-01.ivs, and that's all we need. So we've specified the -w. Just think of -w as the word list in this case, and also the file that we stored the data in, which is WPA crack 10. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and hopefully this will start its process, which it is. Basically, I'm going to stop the video for now because this could take quite a while. So just be patient with it. Let it do its scan, and I will be right back as soon as hopefully it finds the password. So I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, YouTube, I've gone ahead and, as you can see, it was about 50 minutes, so almost an hour it took to find the key, which is red light. So anyways, that's, and as soon as it's cracked, then it will stop. This right here, the speed of how fast it's going, I forgot to tell you that before. If you go to your arrow dump, which I had left my arrow dump running, but basically once you get that handshake right here, once you get the handshake, you can go ahead and Control C and stop that. That way when you actually do your air crack, it will go a little bit faster. So anyways, I've done a lot of talking, I've done a lot of explaining. I hope it's covered most of the questions that you guys might have. And as you can see, I did crack a WPA2. And if I go to my network manager, it's 2wire 024, and properties, you're going to select WPA passphrase, and as you can see, I've typed red light in. I'll go ahead and say OK. Connect. Look down here. And connected at 100%. Go ahead and try to open up my browser. And it loads right into Google. So anyways, thanks guys for watching this movie, and just send me a question if send me a message if you have a question or something. So thanks a lot guys, and we'll see you later.